Alright, I wanted to show these guys off. Just found them at Walmart, which I find to be a good place to get pots. But it's got this ridged texture, and then it's kind of in like an arrow form pointing to the right all the way around the pot. And I thought this would be really good for my ZZ Ravens. So I'm going to go ahead and dig up the big guy in the 8-inch pot. We've got this, which I believe is a 4 or 5-inch pot, and then the bigger one is where the big guy is going to get rehomed into. Might be some dividing, so we can put some in this smaller pot as well. But let's hop over and see what we can get done tonight. Alright, we certainly don't have the absolute best camera angle. Welcome to my shower. So she goes with plants, I suppose. But here we go. I got the big ZZ here. And I think what we're going to start with is this real big pot right here. And I'm going to take most of the old soil with me because this pot hasn't been in this, or this plant rather, hasn't been in this pot for all that long. So to me, it's not worth throwing away soil. And we'll get a good base layer, and this thing is still definitely probably not going to need any water, which is fine. Is it a questionable time to repot? Maybe, this hasn't been in that pot for that long, but it also gives me a good chance to pick this thing up and check out the roots and kind of see what kind of a situation we're looking at. So to me, it's kind of a worthwhile activity here. So that's what we're going to do. But I like the Raven. It's a fun one. I think it'll look good in a black pot, and kind of goes along with what the plant is a little bit more, which I'm for it. I'm actually going to just try to dump some soil in here. There we go. Get something moving here. Get some soil in the bottom, and yeah, we are not going to we're not going to need water, which is okay. I maybe could have waited a few more days to repot, to be 100% honest, but you know what? You live and you learn. The upside is that my nose is telling me that nothing is terribly wrong, nothing is rotting. Down here we got some good rhizomes. One of my favorite things as a blind guy with the ZZ is that the rhizomes are these very tactile, potato-feeling structures, very almost alien-like, and I like them because they allow me to get a literal feel for what's going on with these guys without having to jump through a million hoops and hope that the roots are okay. So I am very much a fan of that. All right, let's take a look, see how we're doing. Dumped a good handful of soil on the floor, which is never what we want. Let's see if we can get some of that. That's the whole point of doing this, was to try to avoid the chaos of doing it that way. And look at that, we can lift the whole ZZ right out of the pot here. And yep, we're looking pretty good. I was going to maybe take a division of this guy, get some of this dirt off and see if that's something I want to do right now or not. I don't know that that's a right now kind of an activity, because he's sitting pretty well in here, and I think I want him to fill out this pot before I start doing too much of that. So I think we're gonna hold off on propagating via division probably until later this year, but we're close, we're close. I think this will be a good pot for it. It's actually almost a, not an up potting, but a de-potting. Get some potting down a little bit. But to be honest, I think this will be a better fit for him in terms of how things are laid out, and the fact that the roots don't have quite as much room to hold on to moisture. So that will be a good thing. The last thing I want to do to a ZZ is kill it by overwatering. So we'll repot, and this soil is probably still pretty good. I will worry about doing a soil change probably just about a year from now, next spring. So that's what we'll go with as a plan. But this soil is pretty good. This is, I believe, this is still my black gold that I tend to use. fairly often on my like succulents and those types of plants. So that's what we've got. Just give it a rotation. Stick some more soil in here. I like doing these kinds of repot videos though, because like I said, it gives a good chance to take a look at the plant, kind of get them out, do a wellness check. So even though this plant was probably in a little bit too big of a pot and I last watered about a week ago, it's still retaining moisture, which is, you know, again, a blessing and a curse. Knowing that, of course, I'm not going to water now, and I will probably withhold for another week or two, especially now that we're repotted. You know, we get into the new pot and really let the plant settle for a while before we start doing anything too drastic with the plant. So it's just good to know. Give it a little rotation here. And oh, we have a leaf that must have fallen off at some point. Throw that crispy thing away. No need for that around here. Some of these little bits and bobs of soil, really kind of pack it in there so that we don't have a lot of exposed space. The only thing I don't like about the pots the pot that I'm coming from is that there's all these little nooks because it's plastic, but the bottom is almost raised from the rest of the pot, and so it makes for these really bizarre little nooks and crannies all over the place. That's all right. What I will probably do at the end, instead of, I don't want to water the whole plant, but I do want to clean everything up, so I think we'll, of course, move the camera ahead of time, but we'll go ahead and give everything a good shower, just kind of clean it, make sure that there's no, because I'm putting some dirt actually right down the center of the plant right now to try to cover up the, some of the rhizomes that are more towards the middle. So we're gonna have a little bit of leftover soil, which is fine. I think I need to make a little pot. What I might do is keep this soil, move it to that smaller black pot, and at least for the moment, use that as a propagation zone for some other projects that I will tell you about in my spring plant update, which will be coming up. I'm going to shoot for mid-April on that, maybe beginning of April if I'm feeling like I can't wait to film it, which might be the case. I've got some cool things going on the plant front right now that I'm very excited about. Okay, I think we're at a good spot with this. I'm gonna quick rinse my hands off in the sink over here. Just so that I can move around a little bit here. Okay. So we're gonna flip you guys around and we'll go ahead and clean this guy off and wrap her up. There we go. Gonna give that just a minute to drain. And there you go. The repotting of the ZZ is upon us. There it is. And I will show you one more to wrap it up when we are back and we have our spot. And there it is, all ready to rock and roll in the new pot. Again, it's like a little bit small, maybe, but it's fine. These guys are cool. And I think this looks really awesome with the ZZ, so I'm pretty stoked about it. Hopefully you are too. Thanks for checking this one out, and I'll have a more fully fledged plant updatey video, probably, like I said, mid-April or so. I want to give some of my current projects time to do their thing, so that I have more to show you when update time comes. And also, I think I've done some of these other seasonal updates a little bit early, because I'm just excited about plant stuff. So I figured I could do something like this in between, and then you'll get more plant stuff. So thanks for checking this out. Hopefully we'll catch you guys in the next one. Hit all the buttons that you want to hit, and we'll see you soon. Peace.